Hello, my dear friends. Hello, my dear friends. I hope that you're having a great time. I'm so excited to be here today. And of course, I don't know who is live. I don't know who is live. I'm just here coming back to what God has just given me. And I'm having fun because I want to make sure I come live and I just share with you the beautiful message that God has just given me. I'm always so excited to see what God has for me. So, my dear friends, I want to tell you I'm back. I am really excited that God has been blessing me with this beautiful life, and I feel like I have something for you today, especially those who are looking for embracing their greatness and unlocking their potential to being the new version of themselves, but also the new person that God has just created you to become. There is a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of challenges going on in the world. But I want to tell you one big thing: believe in God, because that's like the biggest gateway to what God has for you. Sometimes it's hard, you don't believe, you don't see like the possibility, but I want to tell you the truth. Believing in a God is also believing in the higher power of what you don't know exactly and what you can't see. Because you can't believe in what you see, you just believe in what you don't know. So that when it comes, that's the proof that believing exists. There's always time that you lose hope because you don't see the possibility. That's where it starts from. Most of the people think like, oh, if we don't believe in what we see, what are the clue? Everyone is like, when you try to share like the big thing you want to work on, everyone is like, show me the possibilities, like this is going to happen. And this is simple. You don't need to explain, you don't need to show the proofs that something is going to happen, because anyways it cannot happen. I mean, you cannot see the possibility of something great happening to you, because when you believe in God, you just believe that something better, something great is going to happen to you. I don't think like you don't need the clues. Sometimes I bet there is a time that God also wants like you to believe in what you don't see, because sometimes if you see it, you might be scared. I lived on the streets. I understand what it means like to go to the suffering and also like the lowest in the bottom of the community. But I've been through education. I've been married. I'm a father. So I think all those things, if God was to show me while I was still on the street, I think that would be hard for me to trust and believe like I was going to become a different person. I've seen people going through the toughest time in their lives, but because of believing in God, they just surpass that, they move forward, they achieve greatness. So it's not just made for them, it is also made for you. What you need to start today is to just understand, okay, well, there is something going on in my life, but I might be able to overcome this only if I believe that God is going to provide you the power and is going to give you the possibility of unlocking that power. Sometimes it's hard because we live with people. Sometimes we ask somebody, we ask our friends, we ask our mentors, we ask our teachers, do you think this would be possible? But I want to tell you the truth. Most of the advice we get from different people, they give us advice based on their own history, their own past experience. So your life is very unique. Your life has not happened to any other person. People that know you have not become you. They just see something about you, but they don't know all the powers you have. So when some people are giving you the advice, they just think because something didn't work for someone else in the past, it is not going to work for you. But I want to tell you, sometimes you might be the first one, like this thing is going to happen to you. I will give you a big example. In my whole family, when I was going to school, I never had anybody talking about going to high school. I never had anybody talking about going to university in my whole family. So I don't think that I would have someone in my family ask them, what do you think? Should I go to university? Should I go to school? And sometimes I will reach to university. I think someone will be like, well, nobody in your family went to university. It might be hard for you. What if you try something else? Maybe because my brother had already dropped off and was doing something else. Maybe someone would say, you know what? Your brother can teach you to do what he's doing. But I pursued my education with just passion of believing in God that I was going to be the first person to be able to attend university in my whole family. Guess what? It became possible. Now, this is what is different to my sisters who are just finishing my high school, or my little brother who is still in school. Like, he doesn't see that as a big challenge because he has seen me going to university. So for him, it is possible. And even if you ask him, he says, like, oh, my brother did it. My brother went to university. Who will be like, oh, that's a possibility. But for the first person in that group or in that family who might be you who is watching, you might be thinking of something big that no one in your whole family, no one in your whole neighborhood has ever experienced that. And that's where the power of believing in God comes in. Because you don't have someone to be the direct example of what you want to achieve. If you want to become a teacher, well, maybe there are some teachers in your whole family, someone that thinks like, oh, it's possible because you have a big role model. But you might be the first person to start in that career when no one believes like you can do it. Believe in God because whatever your mind can think of, can conceive, your hands can achieve. That is like something when I heard of it, I was like, what does that mean? But after some years going through different challenges in my life, I started seeing like that is actually possible. Sometimes you dream something big that you are even scared. I remember when I was like starting my organization, believing like I was going to make a difference in my whole community. I was going to support my fellow street children. I never thought I was going to do something big until now that I started seeing actually that thing that is possible. You don't know how many people I told about this amazing work that I was going to start. Some people were there for 1 week, were there for 1 day, were there for a month. But some people started seeing like this will never work. It has never happened to anyone like you. Some people have tried something like this and have failed. But I think I had a passion that led me to believing like that is it. There is a lesson that I have learned recently, something I am really applying in my daily work. It's about doing something imperfect, doing something even if you don't know how to. I read somewhere it is better to do something badly in a way that you feel you can, regardless whether you have the skills or not, whether you can make it perfect or not, rather than just waiting for some time to make it perfect. Because you might never reach a time that you will be perfect on something. That is when you are believing in God and you have the power. Because sometimes when we just believe in God, we need to do something and just learn in the process. Because what is possible today is just what you can do. But you don't know the power that comes in when you apply something today and then you learn about it and then tomorrow you amplify it until you modify it to make it the best approach of what you can do. So starting from today, I just want to argue with you that this is one thing you have to get in line with your life. Believing in God, like everything is possible that you desire to have, and is going to be possible. Another thing, if you are seeing something you're supposed to be doing, just do it badly. Whether you can do it perfect or not, just do it. Because in the process, that's when you learn how to do something. You don't know how many things I have just learned when I started doing my job. Because there is no one else has become you. So you actually, someone teaches you how to learn, and you certainly start teaching yourself as you apply whatever you have learned in school. The thing that you learn after, those are the ones that actually make you a big different person. Because you might have gone to school with the same person, with someone like your whole classmate might have learned the same thing you learned. But the things you teach yourself, those are the things that make you a different person. So, what are you doing today to become a new version of yourself? Believe in God. Make sure you don't need to be convinced by proofs. Rather, be convinced that the higher power, God, is able to make it happen to you. Just make sure you start learning. You start understanding that the best way to learn is by doing. Put in practice those ideas, those things that you want to execute, but you are always afraid of doing it. Start doing it, and God is there to provide the way. Where there is a will, there is a way. So, my dear friend, I want to thank you so much. I'm just seeing someone is watching. Please, if you can type in the comment, just tell me where you are. I will be happy to just shout out and say, hey, somebody's here. I just want to thank you. So, whoever is watching, just tell me who you are. I'll be happy. Yes, whoever is watching, because this is something I'm ready for. Yes, I see you. I see you. It's been some time that I was busy doing something else and wanted to make sure I come when I'm prepared and I'm ready. And I thank you. You are a fan of my work, Pacific. So I hope to connect with you actually. So on my upcoming trip. Anyways, that's a side thing, but I'm really thankful for your support. And I think we need to make a collab. I think me and you, we share a lot of common understanding on how to amplify life and how to, to become the new version of ourselves. So we just need to connect. So, guys, I just want to thank you so much. I just wanted to announce I'm coming back on a daily basis. I've been setting up, I've been, making sure that I put some time on the side and I have this on the schedule. So, no time to miss this episode. So, I wish you the best and please, I welcome any feedback. I'm ready to, make sure we make this the best. Wishing you the best and see you tomorrow.